Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Ram Damija. Welcome to my channel. Today is 17th of August. It's been a full action-packed weekend wherein there has been a lot of news flow. One was the much anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin. That has concluded in Alaska. And not much has come out in terms of the headlines from that meeting. However, sometimes no news is also good news. What we were hoping for was that the additional tariff sanctions that have been put on India due to buying of Russian oil could have been lifted, and that would have been a really good news. But that has not come about. However, there seems to be some softening of stance by the American administration towards Russia and towards China as well. Wherein they have extended the additional tariff talks deadline by another 90 days, and no sanctions on Russia. And the only problem is that we still are facing 25% sanctions from August 27th. However, August 27th is still some days away, and hopefully that might not come to fruition, and if that happens, then it's good news for us. So that is mixed news. Some really good news that happened over the weekend was that the government is going to rationalize the GST slab rates into two rates, which is 5% and 18% from the existing 5, 12, 18, 28. So that is going to be really big news for us, and the market should cheer for that, because that would mean if some goods are come under the purview of 18, which were earlier 28, that is going to give a fillip to the industry. There are going to be some sin goods which might get taxed at 40. Now all this is speculation right now, but if that be the case, still it will be very good for the market. So that is very good news that has come out. The third good news is that S&P has upgraded a lot of Indian companies, about 12 if I'm not wrong, so that in terms of their rating, so that should be very well. And this comes after the upgrade of India to BBB rating, so that is also very good news. One not so good news is that the US delegation, which was coming for tariff negotiations, it's somewhere in the news that they might not be coming. So I'm not sure about that, but if that is true, then that might not be very good for the markets. But all in all, it's been a good weekend, I would say. Good weekend in terms of the news flow that is coming in, and it just might help the market. So I will take you through what all things are lined up for next week and how it will play on the market. So let's begin today's discussion and see where we are headed. So let's first look at Nifty. Now Nifty, as I had said before, had made a bottom at 24,334. This was made on 11th of August and 8th of August, actually 8th of August and 11th of August we were also there, and 7th of August we were pretty much in the same range. So you can see these three big candles that were formed. After that, 3 days has been upward movement at 24,645 right now. Now if we are able to cross this level of 25,687, this was the last intermediate high that we had made, then we can safely say that we are making higher highs, higher tops, higher highs and higher lows formation versus a lower low and lower high formation. Now a higher high, higher low formation would mean that we corrected till over here, and then we are going to break the previous high of 25,600. If that is the case, then we can look at the markets heading towards the all-time high at 26,200. However, if we take a U-turn from anywhere between today's level of 24,600 to 25,600, if let's say if we move back from 25,200, then in all likelihood we are going to break 24,300. So this is the lower low, lower high pattern. So as of now, we have just started the up move. I am expecting that this up move should last for a couple of weeks at least. And then we will have to see where the reversal comes in from. If the reversal comes in earlier at 25,000 odd, then we might not hold the low that we created at 24,300, and we might be in a consolidation phase. And I have always maintained for last some months that we are in a consolidation phase, and I will explain to you why also we are in a consolidation phase. Because all the high beta names during consolidation phase don't make new highs. So where are the high beta names? The high beta names are in the momentum indices. The high beta names are in alpha indices. These stocks will not make a high. They are in fact on an average down between 20 to 50% from the top right now, while the index is just down -6. That indicates that we are not in a bull phase right now. We are in a consolidation phase. I'll explain that to you. with this chart, as you can see over here, this is basically indicating which index is down from the 52-week high. So if you look at if you look at Nifty, it is down only minus 3.79. If you look at Bank, it is down only minus 3.97. So this is indicating that these sectors are leading this particular pullback. You look at Nifty 50, it is down minus 6.26, but look at the other indices, everything else is down. Look at Pharma minus 7.3, small cap minus 10.4, Nifty next minus 14.64, Alpha, which is high beta, is minus 20.7, Momentum, which is high beta, is minus 21.97. So these two indices are basically indicating that we are in a consolidation phase. What happens is, in a bull phase, that these two indices will outperform the big indices like Nifty, but in a bear phase, the high beta is going to underperform the market. So this is what exactly is happening. And the worst performing index we know is IT, which is down minus 25% from the top. So IT is facing a lot of challenges, and a lot of it has got to do with the innovation that our IT sector has not been able to do, and it is now facing a lot of headwinds from the artificial intelligence storm that is coming. So this is where the analysis of the market in terms of where we are. Now let us look at the headlines. What are the headlines saying? First is the headlines, which is the biggest headline: government reforms. Government mulls 5% slab for common man items. Luxuries and goods to face 40% tax. So there are going to be two slabs of 5% and 18%, and with a special 40% rate for luxury and sin goods. So this is what is going to happen, and this is a very, very good development that has happened. And let us see that if it is going to come around Diwali time, is what Centre proposes, to move to a two slab standard and merit GST structure. And key areas identified for next generation reforms include the rationalization of tax rates to benefit all sections of society, especially the common man, women, students, middle class and farmers, says the finance ministry. So this is a very, very, very welcome move, and our honorable PM has said that this is going to get implemented somewhere near Diwali. So if this happens, this is going to be great news for the market. So this is something that the markets will look forward to. Now, what are the other major headlines? Pursuit of peace, highly commendable. India first reaction to Trump-Putin meeting. Want to see early end to Ukraine conflict. This is very good news again that has come out. So let us see. This we have already discussed. In terms of the other, the headlines for this is the implications are not much right now for us. So apart from this statement that has come out, let us see how it goes. The other big news is S&P upgrades rating of 10 financial institutions, including SBI, HDFC Bank. So S&P has raised long-term issuer credit ratings on 7 Indian banks: State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, Union Bank and Indian Bank, and 3 finance companies: Bajaj Capital, Tata Capital and L&T Finance. So if this news will have a good impact on the market, this is a very, very positive development, because the borrowing cost goes down for this. And also, apart from this, S&P had on Thursday upgraded India's credit rating to BBB after a gap of about 18 years. So this is again a very, very good news that has happened for the Indian market. So all these news are going to have a very, very positive trigger on the market on Monday morning as we open. However, there are a couple of things that we need to be very careful about. One is this news that US has postponed the trade talks scheduled with India for August 25th. India was hoping to use those talks to negotiate out of the 50% tariff that becomes effective on August 27th. So this is something that we need to be very careful about. This is not something that was factored in. Apart from that, one more interesting thing that we need to keep a track on is the FII data. Now FIIs are short on Indian markets by about 90% short, and if you can see the kind of selling that they have been doing, they on month till date they have sold 24,191 crores, whereas DIs have bought 55,795 crores. So there's a huge gap that is there. So FIIs have been relentless in their selling, but this selling has to stop if you have to start making new highs. And the current long short in futures is about 90% short, 10% long. So that's also a very, very high number. That also has to correct. So these two things, once they correct, then we can also look at our markets going up. So it has been a mixed bag for the markets, I would say, in terms of the news flow. Some very good news like the GST structure rationalization is very good news. S&P upgrade is very, very good news. These are two very solid good news that have come in. The not so good news perhaps is that the tariff are here to stay. There's no news on that front, though there has been some softening of the stance. So that is something that the markets will be wary of. And the second not so good news is the FI selling. So it's been a mixed bag. Hopefully the reaction of the market should be positive on the GST news, because it's a very big news if it happens, and if it happens with a lot of goods coming down in terms of their rates, etc. It's going to be very, very good news for consumption. It's going to be very good news for the industry. The third one, another good news, is the rate of inflation that has come down. So that gives another leeway for RBI to cut rates even further. And we know as the rates get cut, then the stock markets react. So liquidity is ample in the system. The inflation is at an all-time low. So there is no, I would say, reason for the markets not to rally. GST is there, except for the fact that FIs have to stop selling. Once that happens, then we can see a sharp up move. Valuations are also a little bit expensive. That will get taken care with the earnings upgrade. And as the earnings keep on going up, we have seen that this quarter earnings were okay, not excellent, but okay. So look at it this way. So last year September, we are still 7-8% down from that level, and during this last 1 year, we have done a time correction, and during this last 1 year the earnings have gone up by 7-8%. So 8% earnings, 6% from the top. So we are already, the market is cheaper by 15% from where it was in last September. You should look at it this way. And whenever markets are down like this, it presents a good buying opportunity. Not to say that markets can't correct further, but any further correction is going to make the valuations more attractive for the markets, and you should look at such opportunities to enter the markets. I would say that anyone who's not invested in the market should definitely look at investing, because you're getting something which is 15% cheaper than what it was last year. But you have to be very careful where you're investing, how you're investing. You should only invest through mutual funds for a retail investor, because direct equity is very, very tough for retail investors to figure out. So if anyone is interested in terms of trying to make a mutual fund portfolio, if they need help, they can contact me through the Google form. I help people build mutual fund portfolios, strong, robust portfolios, free of cost, and I can handhold you and guide you in terms of how to go about it, because long-term wealth is created when you are entering at a good time and you're able to stick to the investments for a longer time. So that is when if you make a portfolio for the long term, it helps. So it is a good time. Let us see the reaction on Monday. I think it could be positive, seeing the news flow. If we had got a news on 25% tariff, and if it was waived out, then it would have been a huge gap up. Still, a gap up can't be ruled out because of the GST news, but it might not be that high. It might be a uptrending day, because the GST news could be a big trigger for the market, and this upgrade will also help. So let us see the reaction of the markets. It should be positive, and let us see how the next week comes. There are a couple of niggles, like the open interest is slightly bearish, FIs have been selling, so all those things, negatives are also there. But if the news flow is very strong, then the markets take it in their stride, and they, as they say, markets climb all walls of worries, and so we should be able to do well. So that's it from me now. I hope you enjoyed this update, and if you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel, and for regular updates. And in case you're interested in the mutual fund portfolio, please do fill up the form. In case you want to join my WhatsApp group, you can again fill up the form and let me know, and I shall add you there. So that's it from me now. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye bye.